Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Season 10 Episode 17. You May Now Kiss the Bride. So we're just going to get on to it. It feels like it's been a while since 90 Day Fiancé was last on. We didn't have it last week because of the Super Bowl. And we're at the end of the season basically here. And it's the wedding part of the season. So we're going to start with Nikki and Justin. And it's been a while since we've seen them. So Nikki and Justin, they go, in this episode, Nikki is leaving Moldova to come back to America. Last time we saw them, they had their engagement party. Nikki had son, and, her and Justin, a.k.a. Igor, finally seemed to be on the right path because, throughout the whole season, all they did was just argue, and argue. This episode, Justin gets a shirt of Nikki's face on it and puts it and shows it to the back, his back of her and stuff. And it was a little weird, but whatever floats your boat. So Nikki was happy about that. She said after the engagement party, her and Justin did consummate their relationship, and she was satisfied. Little TMI on how she described it, but nonetheless she was satisfied. So they say their goodbyes, and he drops her off at the airport, and everything, and they leave happily ever after. Now, judging by the previews of next week's episode, looks like she's gonna be getting a text from him, and that might be a breakup. So we'll see how that happens next week. So yeah, that was Nikki and Justin. Next couple I want to talk is Sam and Citra. So, oh my God, let me tell y'all about this couple. 2 weeks ago, the last episode, Sam had finally converted to Muslim, basically. And they wanted to do him converting to Muslim and the wedding all on the same day. And I'm just like, that's too much. So Sam converts to Muslim. Now it's time for the wedding. He had everything ready to go, but all of a sudden, Citra's father just says that, finds out that Sam has a Christian pastor who's going to officiate the wedding. And Citra's father has a fit. He's like, no, we're Muslim. We can't have nobody reading from a Bible. It has to be read from a Quran. And Sam is all worried and everything because we are now just minutes away from the wedding. We have nobody officiate and stuff. And Citra's father was really adamant about that because he's like, that's not right because we're Muslim. It has to be Muslim related. So luckily, Sam's brother is an ordained minister, and he's ordained to do weddings. And all he did was, do you take Sam? Do you take Citra? Citra, do you take Sam? By the power invested me in the city of Missouri, you may kiss the bride. Now, if that's all he had to do, then why didn't the regular pastor just do that? If the regular, they had to fire the regular officiate, but he could have just did that if that's all he had to do on short notice. He didn't have to read from the Bible. He could have just said exactly what Sam's brother did. So it just didn't make no sense to me in that moment. I mean, I don't know, it just didn't make no sense to me. Nonetheless, Sam and Citra, they got married, so we have another couple down. Congratulations to Sam and Citra. And, Sam has finally been waiting to be intimate with her. But remember, Sam still has a court date coming up because he didn't get his diversion back when he got in trouble and stuff. So it's kind of still not over with them. So we'll see how that happens. So yeah, that was Sam and Citra. Next couple I want to talk is Rob and Sophie. So, they had a rough 90 days. It was a rough 90 days, especially since the mother got in town and everything. It's just been rough. So in this episode, They're about to go to, Rob and Sophie are going to go to Santa Barbara for their wedding. And the mom is going to go with them, but the mom wants to stay the night at Rob's little shack before they go. And she don't really want to, but she says she will. And Rob had gotten a little area ready for her and everything. He just politely said, just please don't joke about my living space. You know, like me and Sophie are we're trying hard to get along now. I don't need no extra problems. And Sophie's mom, Claire, just got an attitude. She's like, you know what, Rob, I don't have to stay here. I can go to a hotel. And all that. And I'm just like, dang, Claire, chill. Chill. Like, he's trying to be nice and stuff. So Sophie had to take her mom out. Let's go outside. Let's talk about it. And then, Sophie basically told Mom, calm down and everything. She was like, well, I'm a guest in his house. He should be treating me like he should be a better host and all that. Which is true. So Rob, while Sophie was talking to her mom, Rob was just like, you know what? I do need to be a better host. So here, I'm going to make the bed for her and everything. So she don't got nothing to say. So he makes the bed. They come back in and she sees that the bed is made and everything. And they're like, oh, Rob, thank you. And everything. Are you excited about finally being a husband? Just some fake crap like that. And I'm just like, woman, please. And Rob was like, yep, I waited my whole life to be a husband and everything. Him and Sophie were cuddling, and the mom said, the way you two are right now, it needs to stay like this. Which is true. But then, the mom got so defensive, and I don't know. At this point, I was, after that, I was team, Claire and Sophie, but now I think just being a little bit too much, that was rude. And now I'm leaning towards how Rob may feel. But kudos to Rob finally for not arguing and then flipping out like he usually does on that. So yeah, that was cool. So hopefully they get married in next week's episode. So yeah, that was Rob and Sophie. Next couple I want to talk is Gina and Jasmine. So Gina and Jasmine, they got married. They got married, yes. Gina and Jasmine finally got married. We had so many seasons with them, handful of seasons. By the way, we have another season coming up with them, and I'll get to that later in the video. So Gina and Jasmine, they have their wedding. Jasmine was a little upset because her family couldn't be there, but she had Gina's uncle or whatever walk her down the aisle and stuff. Jasmine looked so pretty. So Gina and Jasmine, they had their wedding, they shared their vows. It was really beautiful. It was really beautiful. They had all these years, the list goes on. It starts with Gina sending the naked pictures to his ex. It goes to the blue pills, to the toothbrush, to Jasmine's butt implants, to Jasmine's potential sex video with her ex-boyfriend Dane, to the arguments with the family, to the lip gloss. The list just goes on and on and on for Gina and Jasmine. But they finally got married. All the pillow talkers were just like, wow, we never thought we would see this day that Gina and Jasmine finally got married. And it actually, I hate to say this, but it was the best wedding I've seen in 90 Day Fiancé history. It was really beautiful, and I do think it was one of it does top Kenny and Armando's and everybody else's, in my opinion. So, and the best part about it too, after they got married and they were taking pictures, Gino actually took off his hat and everything and took a picture without his hat, and everybody was all surprised about that. So that was sweet. That was real sweet. So congratulations, Gina and Jasmine. Yeah, so we have 3 weddings down from this season. We got Nick and Devin, who got married long before Christmas. We have Sam and Citra and Gina and Jasmine. We still got a few more couples that are still about to get married. And one couple that left us literally hanging at the altar is Clayton and Annalie. Now, 2 weeks ago, I said that I feel like Annalie is actually the more immature one here. And, everybody's mad at Clayton because he's a mama's boy, mom's up in the closet, and he plays games, whatever. But, like I said, Annalie still hasn't even told her father that she's getting married. And she's mad at Clayton because he got mad at her because there was a stripper at her bachelorette party and stuff. So now Annalie's all in her head, don't even want to called her mother and everything, and doesn't even want to get married now. Because she's like, I don't want this to be forever and all that. Now, this episode is continuation from that. Clayton is getting ready for the wedding. Him and his best friend Cameron getting ready. He sends Annalie a message, Cheeky, I love you, whatever, and everything. And he's all ready, and everybody's at the altar. They had like an evening ceremony. It was like at 5:30. Annalie doesn't show up. Now, prior to that, Clayton starts crying because he had a seat reserved for his late brother who had passed away and everything. So he got emotional about that. And then all of a sudden, like, Annalie's not, it's just a no-show. She talked to her mom, and her mom basically said, couples do fight, I understand what you're saying, but couples do fight. And I guess Annalie's mom texted Clayton and said that, she's upset about the reaction to the bachelorette party with the stripper and everything. But still, like, come on. It's not a big freaking deal. She didn't run off with the stripper. And he just told, on both sides. I think they both overreacted, in my opinion. But because Clayton, it wasn't Annalie's fault. But at the same time, like, she should have just, like, brushed it off like it was nothing. This is one of those cases you brushed off. But the day of the wedding, and you just crying, acting like a kid and want to go home because he yelled at you because you got a stripper at your party when he said not to. And I said in the last video, yeah, be mad at the sister. So they're at the altar. It's 6:00, and still no sign of Annalie. And we have no idea where she is. She's not even ready. She's just laying in the bed, moping and crying and everything, and wants to go back to Peru. And Clayton says she wants to go back to Peru, go ahead, but she needs to at least communicate that. Like, he had texted her, and she read the message and didn't even respond. So I don't know. Do I think they'll get married? Yes, but I just think that is like the most disrespectful thing like she could do. Like, I think Kara, I was watching Pillow Talk, Kara said that it might be a Hispanic thing, like, Hispanic girl thing and stuff, like for them to be late or act like that. But not really. Not really. So if she doesn't really want, like, to waste all of the day at the wedding, I just think that's messed up. And that's why I keep saying Annalie needs to grow up. So she's got more insight issues than Clayton does. So that's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me on that, but that's just my opinion on that. So yeah, we'll see if they get married. So next week is the season finale of 90 Day Fiancé before we have the tell-all. So I'm looking forward to that. We did not see Ashley and Manuel in this episode. Looks like they're going to have like a stormy weather wedding next week. Hopefully Rob and Sophie, they're supposed to get married. And hopefully Clayton and Annalie, they get married. And we got to see what happens with Nikki and Justin. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Before I sign off, it has finally been announced on March 17th. 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After is coming back. And apparently there's going to be 9 couples. We usually have between 6 and 7 and 8 at the max. But this year there's going to be 9 couples, and they've announced 7 couples. And I'll get to the final 2 predictions afterwards. But here are the couples for Happily Ever After, Season 8. First couple is going to be Lauren and Alexi. Now, I'm kind of surprised about that because they had their own show called After the 90 Days that they were on the last 2 years, and they are happily ever after veterans from the early days. Like Lauren and Lexi are OG 90 Days. They were there from the beginning. From the beginning, they came in season 3 originally, and then they did happily ever after season 1 and 2, and now they're coming to season 8. So a little surprised about that, but we're gonna have Lauren and Lexi. Next couple we're gonna have is Nicole and Mahood. Remember them from season 4, The Other Way, when Nicole went to Egypt and she had to wear long clothes all the time, and he always had something to say. Well, I guess Mahood is in America now, so and. I just think things are going to get worse. Judging by the previews, things are going to get worse with Nicole Mahood, because he is very controlling, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next couple is, well, we, of course, I made mention of this, we're going to have Gina and Jasmine again. I mean, 3 straight seasons with Gina and Jasmine. 3 straight seasons. They were on season 5 of B90, season 6 of B90, 90 Day Fiancé season 10, and now they're coming to Happily Ever After. 3 straight seasons of Gina and Jasmine. I'm just like, come on. And it's just going to be traditional Gina and Jasmine crap. There's been rumors that Jasmine left him. I don't know if that's true, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So, yeah. So that's Gina and Jasmine. Next couple is Big Ed and Liz. Why? Why? Apparently, it has been confirmed that it's their final chapter. But apparently, same thing. There's been rumors that they broke up too. Again, we'll see how that factors. But they were just on the last resort, so I don't know how they're coming back to Happily Ever After. But yeah, nobody's excited to see Ed and Liz. So yeah, next couple is Emily and Kobe. Emily and Kobe from season 9. Remember them? They're coming to Happily Ever After. Can't wait to see their journey again. Next couple is Patrick and Thais, my favorite couple of all time now. And they're coming to Happily Ever After. And of course, yes, John will be there too. But I love Patrick and Thais. I love Patrick and Thais. I'm happy to see them. And the last couple that they announced is the traditional Angela and Michael. So there were rumors that Michael is in the USA, but we'll see how that factors into that. Again, they just got off to the last resort, and it looked like they were doing really well. So I know he has his visa interview coming up. They're going to show that on 90 Day Diaries next week. So yeah, you can't have Happily Ever After without Angela and Michael. But think about it. We're going to have Angela and Michael, Ed and Liz, and Gina and Jasmine all in the same season. But finally, we don't have Elizabeth and Andre. They're not going to be on it. But again, that's just 7 of the couples. There are rumors that there are 2 more couples. My prediction for the other 2 remaining couples, I'm going to predict it might be Ashley and Manuel, and possibly Rob and Sophie. That's just my prediction. I mean, but we'll see. But yeah, those are the Happily Ever After couples. It should be interesting again. Hopefully it's not as dramatic as the last 2 seasons. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow to recap The Single Life, so stay tuned for that. So it's glad to see 90 Day Fiancé back, and hopefully we had no more breaks in between all of this anymore. No more weeks off, because to drag on these long seasons. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. So stay safe out there, and have a good one. Bye-bye.